Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 171 provided greatness for not just Megumi. Reiki also did some pretty impressive stuff throughout this chapter, with it solely being focused on them fighting one another, but of course the highlight was Megumi's domain expansion greatness. If you're new here and enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen content, make sure to subscribe. Now let's get into it. If you don't remember, last chapter, Reiki was very surprised that Megumi actually has domain expansion, a pretty high level technique, but without much delay he uses his secret technique known as Hollow Wicker Basket, which is a prototype of the new shadow style simple domain, having the ability to counteract a domain and its guaranteed hits, meaning he can't get, instantly one-shot by a domain when he uses this. However, Megumi's domain is still not 100% complete, and the way his works isn't particularly like many others. His Chimera Shadow Garden is an extension of his 10 shadows, something that merely improves his potential capacity by 120%. So in this case, it allows him to use the shadows more effectively and buffs his stats as a whole. So Reiki's way of countering it isn't very effective in this situation. Maybe if Megumi's domain expansion was complete, it could have been an effective counter, but that's still question marks around that. It does go into other ways to counter domains and stuff that, for example, Hanami and Jogo tried using on Gojo for an example, but again, in this situation, Reiki was kinda unfortunate. And this still begs the question, when will Megumi actually complete his domain? And how powerful would it be once it's complete? Right now it's only buffing his stats as a whole. I wonder how OP it will be when he fully masters it. Hopefully he does it sometime during this arc. From there we see Megumi absolutely clapping Reiki for a little bit. And on my initial read through, I thought Megumi used a black flash for a quick second, but it just says flash here, not actually black flash. Regardless, he's absolutely clapping Reiki with this insane combo. Reiki tries pulling out these blades, but again, he can't keep up with Megumi using the clones and everything like that. Too much going on for Reiki to pretty much even lay a hand on Megumi at this point, providing a pretty good statement for Megumi here. His increase in curse technique performance is incredible. This is much more challenging than a simple sure hit domain. Pretty good statement for our boy Megumi, and does go to show how much experience Reiki actually has, most likely defeated domain expansion users in the past. But we have Reiki kinda outplaying Megumi a little bit here, with him actually thinking of how Megumi could potentially defeat him, so he works around that. He uses one of his receipts to summon these 3 cards, in turn turning his domain expansion on himself, with Megumi getting crushed by this weight. So big brain energy from our boy Reiki here. However, he's made one mistake, and that there's shadows from above as well, with Megumi summoning his elephant, and pretty much is going to be a crushing contest now. Will Reiki get crushed first, or will Megumi get crushed first? Of course, we all know Reiki's going to win this and kill Megumi. That's, a given. But yeah, pretty cool chapter. Reiki was much more impressive than I initially thought. Considering that last chapter, he was pretty shocked when Megumi pulled out his domain. I expected him to get negged this chapter, but he was able to counter it in a pretty effective way. He did take a beating for a good chunk of it, with that most likely equaling one another out and how much damage they sustained from the fight so far, considering Megumi also had to fight the other people previously. So again, we may not see the end of this fight next chapter. Hopefully we do, with Reiki losing. Maybe Megumi is about to lose and changes his plan to, try and counter Reiki or something like that. Who knows, but I think Megumi's got this pretty fire chapter, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, join the Discord if you want to talk more about Jujutsu Kaisen greatness, all this other stuff as well. But yep, that's it guys, peace.